We are now.
Okay.
We're on.
Oh. We're on and we're live. We're not live.
We're not live. I would no. Would it be terrible? It would be like 3-hour long episodes.
They would be
live.
really long.
It would be very long.
Yeah, the secrets of editing. With Shay Taylor.
It's true.
Hi, Shay.
Hi, Brie. I don't know why I do it like that every time.
Because
like
it's
infant.
really nice.
It is.
How's your weekend going?
Well, I just finished my taxes, so that's pretty cool.
2 days to spare.
Yeah. I finished them yesterday.
Hell yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the
15th. Yeah. Got a little return back, but hopefully
fun.
that was legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
I just clicked enter and just hope I don't go to jail.
That's all you can hope.
I've been doing it for that way for years, and still here I am. We're good.
I still haven't been arrested, so good.
It's a positive.
Yeah, doing my business taxes, I kind of felt like that the whole time. I was like, I hope this is right. Okay,
Yeah,
here you
that's
go. Bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
Here's a bunch of money to file this, bitch.
Exactly.
But yeah, I got some money back too, and I was like, God damn.
So good. It's a nice feeling.
It is.
Yeah, this is a little more of an intimate setting we got going on today.
Yeah.
You're sitting on the ground like Indian style of my bedroom.
Yes.
I didn't want to kick my roommate out of our kitchen.
The
'cause
boudoir?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, is that what you call a boudoir?
I think so. I don't know,
dresser?
Oh, that, yeah.
Armoire.
Yeah, that's the one. Boudoir,
Armoire.
isn't that the French word for
That's like
room,
a type
bedroom?
of... Is it?
I don't know. I
I don't know. There's like boudoir
any
shoots
foreign language.
for sexy photo shoots. Boudoir shoot? A boudoir photo shoot?
Right,
But a boudoir is a type of furniture. I wish we could do something like use something called Google.
I know. I wish that there was like a whole interface that we could type in our questions that we would just get an answer in mere seconds.
I know. That would be so nice if they invented something like that.
But they don't, so we have to move on.
All right. So, do you want me to tell you about my experience driving here today?
I've been waiting for the story.
So, well, first of all, which you already know about this, but literally within like 2 miles of your house, just exciting things started happening.
Okay. Well, sometimes it does because there is a brewery right by.
You're right.
My
So
house.
something must have been going on at New Belgium.
Not to triangulate my location.
I mean, by
For all the people that listen.
yes, they're gonna find you. Who knows, Shay? Who knows? After I tell you the last story I'm about to tell you.
Well, hopefully
anyway,
it's about my new boyfriend.
Oh, you know what? It might be. Anyway.
He's been right down the street the entire time in the meth van. But go on.
So I'm driving to your house. I look to my left.
Okay.
There's 2 human beings dressed as T-Rexes with shopping bags in their hands, stumbling towards, it's about a half a mile from New Belgium where I was at this point.
Okay.
And they were just walking in their T-Rex costumes, but then there were other people out and everyone else was dressed normal. So I was like, I wonder what those people are doing. But they were all walking in the same direction.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was weird.
That is weird.
And at first I thought they were like bear costumes. Then I got close and I was like, they're T-Rexes. Anyway.
Okay.
Then drive closer to the grocery store, and then I drive by and there's a van that looks like it has a bunch of trash in it. And there's like 2x4s sticking out the windows, and then a giant poster board sign that is spray painted, "I love meth."
I don't.
And that was fun.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
I thought it was your van, but
no.
it was a different color
It probably
than your
was
van
my
that you own.
boyfriend's. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
I've shot my standards real high.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then I got to the grocery store, and I'm just doing my shopping for our Bloody Mary mix and our celery and stuff. And I'm getting my hot sauce, and some guy walks up to me. He walks by me first, and he, like, smiles. And I'm like, okay, he's whatever, harmless, hopefully. And then he comes back, and he's like, hi, I just saw you walking into the store, and I thought you looked really pretty. And then I saw you, and then I was like, you are really pretty. And I was like, thank you. He's like, it was because your eyes. And I was like, thanks. And then he was like, are you married? I was like, pretty much. I've been in a 10-year relationship, which it's really been 8, but he doesn't know that.
You fucking liar.
I'm such a liar. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I just wanted you to know that you're really pretty. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get hot sauce now. Bye.
How old was this dude?
He was probably like in his 30s. He was like,
all right,
a chubbier little. He seemed like he was a nice man, but also was like, this is kind of weird. And I'm kind of nervous because then he walked that way, and then I got my hot sauce. He walked by me again, and then I went to go check out, and then literally was behind me in the checkout line. I was like, have a good day. No, he wasn't like that close.
Like,
and then I literally sped walked to my car and like just sped off. I was like, oh my God, what if he's going to follow me?
See, there's 2 sides of that coin.
He could be your new boyfriend, though. Maybe I should have got his number for you.
I know. So in my brain, I would have been like, oh my God, he's probably going to like, he complimented my eyes. He wants to take them out. He's going to make another little doll, and it's whatever.
Yeah, like that's what I was like, oh my God, he already knows what my license plate number is. He's going to follow me when I leave here, and he's going to follow me to Shay's house.
And we're both going to
die. And then my ghost will come back, and then...
And the other side of the coin is like, he probably was just being a genuinely nice dude.
I know, and you don't know.
Because we're like, don't talk to whatever, because
it didn't seem super creepy, but it's just like, I'm not...
But it's still like shocking.
But it was also like...
Because we don't do that anymore. We don't like have these genuine interactions. We're
especially
just like,
because people are a bunch of rapists.
Right? And then I'm like, why can't I meet anybody? I'm like, well, there's perfectly nice people that are just... Or he could have
or he could have been a fucking creep. Yeah.
You never know. You never... Or he got up this morning...
what are you supposed to think?
Right? Maybe he got up this morning and he was like, I'm going to make a change today.
Yeah.
And then you shut him down and...
I was nice.
I'm just kidding.
I wasn't like, get the fuck away. I was like, yeah.
No means no, sir.
Yeah. When he was behind me in line, I was like, have a good day. Speed, walk, speed, walk. Anyway,
a good story.
And then I was driving back over here, and then two goose.
My goodness, you had quite an adventure.
Crossing the road very slow. So I stopped for them, let them pass, said hello, have a great day, and then now I'm here.
Oh, wow. You did have quite a little adventure.
I did. It was a journey of sorts.
It was.
A journey.
Such a good journey.
But yeah, that was my day.
Well, that's good. Well, speaking of getting all your, the mixes and stuff, we're drinking Bloody Marys today again.
Yes, we are.
But this time it's not burning my capillaries or whatever it was. The capsaicin.
But the capsaicin is what makes a pepper spicy. It's not like in you.
Right.
I mean,
I just made the wrong association in our brain, and I did it again. So
that's fine. I don't need to correct.
You can. You're supposed to. That's what this is about. It's a learning
rude.
Experience. No.
But I liked that you said that you didn't want to burn your cappy caps off, which is an abbreviation for capsaicin.
Well, it was mostly because I didn't know how to spell capsaicin. I'm just going to admit that right now.
Girl, if you write cap and an S, it just writes it for you. At least my Google Pixel does.
Well, maybe my Apple phone isn't as smart. And let's be honest, it probably isn't.
Yeah, definitely not. Apple phones suck.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Well,
right.
what are we doing today?
On
our podcast.
You're doing a little paranormal? Yeah?
Yes. Do.
Yeah, does this one involve ghosts or aliens?
This one is about ghosts.
Okay, sweet. Well,
I almost
I'm glad
did
we're
some
not
alien
doing it
shit
at your place.
Yeah, no. I should have my dad come on and talk about some of his alien experiences.
Did he get beamed up?
No, but he saw some shit.
Did he?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Like for real.
He believes it in his soul of souls?
Oh, he knows that aliens are real.
Oh, shit.
He experienced some shit when he was a young boy.
A young lad.
In Nebraska. But we won't talk about that.
They're always in Nebraska.
Yeah, because there's nothing going on out there, so they're like...
Nobody will notice.
This was during the cow mutilations of 1980 or 70 something. And so one of his neighbor's farms, cows were mutilated, and like they didn't let anyone go over there, and like then fucking
Holy shit. Well,
Marines came out and like no one was allowed to talk to the journalists and all this weird shit.
That sounds like a story you need to save.
Yeah, so I'll just keep that in my back pocket.
Your back pocket. Perfect. All right.
But yeah, today I'm talking about ghosties, woasties.
Okay. Well, since
little ghosts.
you always go first, dive right
into it. Am I gonna go first?
Yeah, you always go first.
What are you talking about today?
I am talking about some pop culture, and since I'm so bad at like keeping up with like regular shit, I got super when all that Fyre Festival bullshit went down.
No.
Like I watched those documentaries over and over again, mostly because I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. Number one, how he got away with doing what he did, and number two, I mean, how these kids just, I totally get that they were sold on whatever, but to me, and maybe again, I was not in their shoes, obviously, but how did you ignore so many signs? Like big red flags, to the point that there was an actual website that was devoted to like unmasking all of this bullshit. And they were still like, it's probably fine.
There's no way that Kendall Jenner would be a part of this.
Exactly.
If it wasn't real.
That's pretty much what it was. It really, each documentary, I feel like you got to watch both of them to really grasp onto the whole thing.
Yeah, I got to watch the second one.
Because they both kind of tell different stories. But anyway, we'll go more into that.
Okay.
So why don't you dive in first?
Okay. Just a swan dive into the pool.
Like a jackknife, pretty much.
So we're gonna take it over to Greeley today.
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
take
really
us.
close.
Yeah, that's close. That's why I
Alright.
did this. So originally,
Which, by the way, that place always just gives me the creeps.
yeah,
It's not because of all the gunfire or anything.
No offense, Greeley.
No offense.
Listeners, which is probably a lot of you.
Yeah, all them cowboys out there.
That want to listen to two bitches talk about some shit. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, so we're going to take it to Greeley today. But originally, I really wanted to talk about this little, child's cemetery in Fort Collins.
What?
In Bellevue, actually, which is really close to the foothills.
Oh, that
So,
gives me the chills.
if you guys don't know, Fort Collins is about an hour north of Denver.
Depending on how fast you drive.
Yeah, maybe about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's this children's cemetery that's like fucking old, is like super old.
In Fort Collins.
In Bellevue, which is next to Fort Collins. It's by the foothills.
Okay.
It's called Bingham Hill. And it was
That's
just
right, you
like
did tell me this a little bit.
it basically became overgrown over the years. And I was trying to find stories about it, and I've heard stories like growing up here about it.
Right.
But I didn't find anything online that was like
Like
that
whatever.
was like, okay, this is
Captivating?
Some weird guy.
Yeah.
Nothing captivating that was like super solid
right.
evidence.
Some drunk
but-
guy. He's like, yeah, I totally saw
apparent-
these children.
Yeah, exactly.
A reliable source.
But apparently, one of the things I've heard is that if you go there at night and you park your car,
Why would you ever do
and
that?
when you come back, there's
Why-
little baby handprints on your car
Yep. Nope.
hood. And
Nope,
then
nope, nope.
also, apparently, you can hear little kids screaming.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Sometimes. I'm sure
Mm-mm.
that's not true, but it might
It
be.
probably is.
And it's in a Bellevue's fucking, it's like an old little town. And
Never been there.
we should go to the cemetery.
We can
the
during the
day.
daytime. I'm
Yeah.
not going there at night.
Me and Chris were driving around the other day. We actually drove down Bingham Hill Road, and that's the road it's
Sounds
on.
like a video game, but I think I'm thinking of Silent Hill, but it still sounds like
it's a horrible.
gonna kill some
movie,
zombies
too.
in Bingham Hill.
Yeah. So I'm not talking about that today, unfortunately. But Bingham Hill, guys, if you want to go check it out, let us know if you find any weird paranormal activity. Yeah. You might get abducted by an alien out there.
You never know. You never know.
All right, so let's take it on over to Greeley.
Okay.
So Greeley is about, what do you want to say, 25 miles southeast of Fort Collins?
Yeah, it's a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very well known for all the stackyards.
All the stackyards.
All the beef plants and the...
I grew up right next to these stackyards.
We did! Oh, wait, no, none of
Nope,
us grew up next
neither
to
one
the
of us
Greeley
did.
stockyards. Thank God.
No.
I mean, what? Anyway, So apparently, while I was searching Bingham Hill stuff,
Right.
I found out that the Greeley courthouse is very haunted.
I've been in there once.
You have?
I didn't like
Were
it.
you charged with murder?
Sure was, but I got out of that shit and I'm on the run still.
I'm on the free. I'm home free.
You are.
Home on the range. Yeah, so the
Exactly.
courthouse, it's very haunted. The building is 92 years old, and
Okay.
that building has seen some of the worst criminals in history,
All
according
right.
to the Greeley Tribune. So in almost the exact location of the courthouse in 1889, a murder suspect was lynched by a tree there by a group of vigilantes.
Okay.
And it was the only it said this was the only lynching that ever happened in Greeley, which hopefully that's fucking true.
I hope so, but I doubt it.
I don't think that could be true.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up.
I know.
So, so the guy that got hung, Wilbur Dwight French, moved from Missouri to Colorado in 1871 with his wife. He owned a ranch and had a house in Evans, which is a little north of Greeley.
Okay.
French started a business partnership with a man named Harry Woodbury. French and Woodbury's relationship deteriorated when French sold his ranch, and French was supposed to give Woodbury 850 pounds of flour following a settlement. So Woodbury was supposed to pay him 850 pounds for the settlement, but he only received 250 pounds. He was fucking cheated out.
Did you say floor?
Yeah,
Like an actual
of, like,
like a
flooring.
floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that's how they like measured it. I need 850 pounds of flour. Thank you. Charge it.
Just
Put it on my PayPal.
Yep, exactly.
I'll Venmo you.
I kind of do miss the
just
barter
Venmo'd
system.
him the rest.
Right?
So fucking French only gave him 250 pounds of flooring. So he's like, I need a lot more than this, you asshole.
You fucking dick.
So that was really hard for him to deal with. So Woodbury filed a civil suit against the former partner. So then French was mad at that he filed suit for not fucking paying him.
Of course.
And so some of his ranch hands and his son broke into Woodbury's house and shot him and killed him. And then when the folks around Greeley heard about this, and that there wasn't going to be enough evidence to convict French of his crime, some people from around the town broke into the jail and lynched him. And then they built a courthouse where that is, apparently.
Lovely.
That's the story behind there.
Okay.
So who knows? Maybe the first ghost is fucking Woodbury trying to find French to seek revenge.
Probably.
Anyway, I don't know. So that's just the beginning of the story.
Jesus. It's a little
And
rough.
there's a lot more instances of ghosts. So we're going to first start with the clocks in the courthouse. So on the main floor of the old courthouse, a large grandfather type clock has been set to coordinate all the clocks in the building.
Okay.
And it was placed there when the courthouse was first built. And it's stopped working now. It's fucking old.
Or
And
haunted.
repairs have gone slowly because there's rare parts that are needed for the clock. Basically, it doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Or it shouldn't be working.
Right.
But it's not the clock itself that caused uneasy feelings. There was a janitor working late one night on one of the upper floors. He looked up and saw a face in the clock. It had a gaping mouth. Slackjaw!
Jesus.
It had a gaping mouth and jagged teeth. The janitor ran from the building and never came back to work.
Okay.
Others have seen a man stepping out of the grandfather clock on the main floor. His name was Charles, and he had a striking resemblance to a man whose photo was taken in an earlier courthouse in the same exact location. But no one really knows who that man is. So that's a little fun.
Jesus.
Now let's talk about the attic
Of the courthouse?
of the courthouse.
There's an attic in the courthouse.
Yeah. It's old.
What
They
is
have
so fun? Because
attics.
I feel like maybe I haven't been to the courthouse. Maybe I've just been to I could have sworn it because I had to pay
It's
a
the
ticket
one with the
there.
big pillars in front of it. And
Maybe I haven't. I think maybe I just went to their other building or whatever. But I was trying to figure out because in my head or the building
I think there's a couple.
that I went into, I was just like, the office building has an attic, which to me I'm just still it looks like something. Okay, did you ever watch Charmed? Okay, well, they have like this really cool attic. You just go up the stairs and you just open the door, and it's like this really cool. So even though I see like this modern building, I still imagine them just going up to like this all of a sudden wooden floor attic.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Who knows?
But I think I'm thinking of the wrong fucking building, because why would they have an attic?
Because it's an old building.
No, but that's what I mean. I think I'm thinking of the wrong building.
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
Okay, sorry.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Okay, so the attic.
Yeah.
So they've definitely had psychics and stuff come through and test things out and see what's going on. So this one woman, this psychic from Loveland, came through the courthouse. She felt a presence of about 45 souls huddled in the corner of the attic.
Huddled in the corner, not just hanging out.
Nope,
like,
they were
whatever.
huddled in the corner.
Okay.
45. And she said they were hiding because of the war. And the psychic never explained what she meant by that, but
of course
that's
she
okay.
didn't.
Also in the attic,
Psychic was drunk.
The psychic said two employees reported seeing a young man dressed in black wandering the dusty rooms. And there's also been a story of someone hiding a man's body in the attic years ago, but they haven't ever been able to confirm that.
Fucking courthouse was this? I mean,
yeah, like it's fucking Greeley. People can get away with whatever
like, you know what? I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna hide this in the courthouse.
Yeah, because they never expect that.
Jesus.
Right? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about the Hat Woman. On the 4th floor of the building, in the northeast corner where the jury room is located, the psychic said that she could see a young woman who was talking about going to the hat shop during her lunch break. Okay. She wore turn-of-the-century clothing, and employees have said that they can smell her rosewater perfume some days.
Ugh.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, but I hate rosewater.
I love it. I almost bought some the other day. It makes me feel so calm.
Does it?
Just like you spray it and it's like...
I think I just don't like the smell of roses.
Oh, I love roses. Well,
I guess I'm not a real
never
lady.
Get you rose.
Never. That's why my
never
rose
buy
is
you
wilted.
roses. Good. So yeah. That's crazy when you can smell shit. I've had family members...
That would freak me out.
I have family members that can smell certain things, and it's supposed to be like my papa, who died when I was 6 months old, but like... different family members like will have this feeling come over them. Absolutely. And they smell cigar smoke. Okay. When there's like no, and he always used to smoke cigars.
That's cool.
He loved them.
That's not cool, but you know what I mean.
It's fucking. I think it's cool. It's never happened to me.
Really, it's happened to me
not
a couple
with my
times.
papa. With my aunt, I think it has.
It's happened to me with my grandma. She died when I was like 8, but sometimes it's a weird thing. But like I can.
What happens?
It's not cigars, but I can smell like, to me, like straight cigarette smoke I don't like, but there's a certain way that she smelled. She never smelled like cigarettes,
Was it like
but I know that
or something?
it's like it's something. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I know that it's her smell. So sometimes I can, when I'm like with my family or whatever, and we're up in Dallas where she that's where she was. So if I go into her in the house, which the house has been remodeled and everything else, but I can still smell her in some spots, which is very bizarre. But
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's so crazy, and I completely believe in that because I believe in ghosts. What is that? What else would that be?
Everyone's like, it's just something in your brain that's triggered. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So that's the Hat Woman. The Rosewater Hat Lady.
Damn, I didn't know Greeley was this haunted.
Yeah, dude. There's more.
Okay.
So in November.
In November?
Do you remember? In 2009 in November.
Exactly.
There we go. A court reporter was working late. She got up to go to the restroom and saw a figure pass in front of her right to the left and disappeared into the wall on the opposite side.
Well, guess who that would be my last day at that job.
You're like, all right, see you later.
Bye. I'm going to go work at the 7-Eleven. I don't even care.
Yeah,
Nope, absolutely not.
Now let's talk about a specific ghost whose name is Margaret.
Oh.
So
she sounds like a world-class lady.
I think it was this same psychic that reported this Loveland psychic.
Okay.
It might have been a different one. She reported that an older woman... Oh, yeah. She reported that an older woman dressed in clothing from the late 1800s and early 1900s named Margaret seemed to hover near the elevator on the 3rd floor, which, by the way, after researching this courthouse, the 3rd floor has a lot of activity, apparently.
Okay.
So Margaret is an elderly woman who has been seen riding the elevator in the courthouse and sometimes walking the hallways on the upper floors. She's not angry or malevolent. She's just happily riding the elevator.
Just riding the elevator.
Isn't that adorable and hilarious?
It is pretty adorable. And you know what?
And weird.
I bet you, not that there's probably a lot of kids in the courthouse, but if there is, I bet you they probably see that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Because kids are just in tune with that crap.
Yeah, they are. And
so, but can you imagine if like your little Timothy was like, oh, yeah, just talking to Margaret.
That lady's just dancing into the elevator, but the door's not even opening, Mom.
It's so weird.
What? Sally? His name changed to Sally.
Apparently,
in the story.
yeah.
So anyways, like I said, the 3rd floor seems to have the most paranormal activity. There were major unexplained equipment malfunctions in the jury's rooms on the 3rd floor, according to the society's website. Multiple regularly used cameras wouldn't work. One camera, not connected to anything, appeared to overheat. A switch on one of the camcorders was physically shut off, but it was overheating somehow. The team found a handprint on the ceiling wall where a ghost child, whom the courthouse staff named Jonathan, reportedly plays. So this is another boy that I'll talk about later.
Johnny boy?
Jonathan. Throughout the night, multiple witnesses heard doors slamming and paper rustling though the team couldn't find the source of the noise. So this is when a team of like investigators came. They're like little ghost hunter people.
Okay.
So one of the investigators named Brian Bonner, or Boner. We'll say his last name's Boner.
Yes.
Remembered the sound of old phones ringing on the 1st floor, which the team caught on a recording. They just switched to a new system, so the phones should have sounded like annoying digital tone sounds, he said. And I looked through the phone list to see if I could find if there had been a fax machine or something that hadn't been updated. And he never found an old phone listed. He never found any old phones. There are actually no phones on the 1st floor at all. But he heard a bunch of weird old ringing from the 1st floor.
Dude, fuck.
He also said one of their guides was walking by the elevator and it met him. And then as he walked past, the elevator dinged. Perhaps it was little Margaret dancing down the elevator shaft.
Noted.
But then after all this happened, Bonner said the study wasn't conclusive. But there were definitely some strange things going on, but not enough as evidence to say for sure. I'm like, after reading that, I'm like,
denial.
That's weird. Supposedly a Spanish priest has been seen in the hallways and courtrooms. The psychic said he came to this area to preach to the Native Americans.
They do need saving.
Yeah.
Stupid asshole.
That we're motherfuckers.
Yeah.
A young woman has been seen late at night by the custodians, and she sits and moans outside a courtroom.
Moans?
Yeah.
Like what kind of moaning?
I think like sad moaning.
Okay. But
maybe
even then,
sexual moaning.
I was going to say, there's two very different types of moaning.
I don't know. I didn't go deeper into my research.
Either one is awful. I don't. Ugh.
That would be so...
Well, can you imagine?
A ghost sexually moaning?
Yeah.
That is just
I think it'd be more hilarious if she was... Because I'd like to think... Because I think some ghosts are very aware of where they are at, and other ghosts have no fucking idea. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if there's ghosts moaning
Sorry if you hear
like
my slurping.
No, you're fine.
I can't drink my Bloody Mary with this huge celery stalk.
I know, but
anyway.
It's a good stir.
Go on. It is.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I want to think that the ghosts that maybe like moan like whatever, however they moan or however they whatever, that they're very conscious. So I really kind of hope there's some practical jokester ghosts out there.
Yeah. Oh, well,
they're just like, I'm going to pretend that I'm like having a little sexual fantasy right here.
Oh, yeah. They're like, I'm going to
there's a pervert ghost.
Custodians.
Yes, exactly. Anyway.
She probably just wants to turn them on. They're like, ah!
Yes. She's like, this is the only way I can get a male affection.
You need to get a... I wonder if there's Tinder for ghosts. Not.
There might be. Like a poltergeist in your phone, and that's how they get to do
Tinder?
Yeah.
I bet they're.
That's the reason
I bet
why they
they're trying to figure that out.
Oh, they probably are. They probably have a whole board and shit like that. They're
Or
just
what if
devoted
they put
to
their themselves on your Tinder account and then you go and then they ghost you because they're ghosts. That's what happens when you guys don't. When you get stood up, it's
an
actually
actual
a
ghost.
ghost.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad, okay?
Yeah. It's not because the other person didn't like you. It's just because they were a ghost.
That's it.
Dude,
We solved
groundbreaking right here.
it.
I'm 30-ish.
Okay, I'll keep talking about evil spirits now.
Okay, keep going.
So the psychic also said she felt an evil spirit on the third floor and some unsettled spirits in the jury boxes of the courtrooms. The paranormal investigators picked up some unusual sounds on this floor, including an elderly man groaning when they asked, "Can you give us a sign that you are here?" And a voice answered, apparently, "Yes." Yeah.
I thought you
Elderly
actually were going to go like,
groaning.
and the man answered,
It says yeah.
sounds like a White Walker.
But it says...
That's tonight. Holy shit. I
What?
forgot for a split second. Game of
what?
Thrones.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to move on because I can't even handle that right now. Go on.
Don't
No, it
watch
doesn't matter.
that.
Just keep
okay.
going.
Connie, nopes. Okay, so that guy said yeah. And now we're on to the next story.
Okay. Got it.
Connie Copus. I don't know. She works there.
Okay.
She was talking to a man behind the counter on the third floor of the Weld County Courthouse room, and a voice came from the wall. The man behind the counter heard it as well, and neither of them could remember what the voice said, but they agreed it sounded like a woman's voice, and they both knew the voice said a full sentence. It
Lovely.
wasn't threatening, but they couldn't explain it, and they both heard it come from the fucking wall.
Again, why is this... Who was
They like
looking
the people
there?
that work there like it.
I guess.
The same day, Copes heard a
Copes?
huge sigh in the room as well, just like out of nowhere, like.
Why doesn't anybody see me?
That's what I think. Yeah, like. God damn it! I almost had him.
I was hoping if I turned into a ghost, I would finally get seen.
I know, poor little ghosties. All right, now let's talk about good old Jonathan.
Okay, the little boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people seem to have seen him the most. And some of the workers say they think that he likes to make himself known.
Okay.
And that he's kind of like a little prankster.
Okay.
They think he's a
kinda
9-year-old
cute.
boy who plays on the back spiral staircase that leads to the judges' chambers on the fourth.
What kind of
And
jokes
then
does he
on
play?
the fourth floor.
Does
So
he
I think
put,
the
like-
judges. What?
What kind of jokes does he play? Does he put like his tacks and marbles?
I don't
out
know.
there?
He like just kind of like makes noises and clicks and other
What's that
things
noise?
like.
Did you hear that? Oh, that was you.
That was
Fuck!
Jonathan. Get out of here.
He is only 30 miles away. That could happen.
He
Okay,
can
go
zoom.
on.
He's a ghost.
I know.
They can go wherever they want.
They can.
Or can they? Are they just stuck? Why are they just
I've
in
always
one
wondered
place?
that too. Because I feel like they're probably stuck.
But how do they get unstuck? They just like don't accept that they die?
That's an answer that I don't have for
Shay,
you.
tell me the truth.
Well, because I mean, I feel like that's why places are haunted. I'm sure that they're just stuck.
They're just like confused.
Probably a lot. I think that's a lot of it. Not that I know. It's not like I've sat there like Oprah and like, okay, so what's moved you, Mr. P. Jonathan of Rigby Way? Like, I don't know why you can't leave Rigby Way. I don't know.
P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
That's the one I was thinking. I think that's what I was trying to do. My brain was having a stroke as I was.
I liked your version
Yes.
a lot better.
Well, great.
You didn't copy Dory, so
I didn't.
It was very original.
Kind of.
So little Johnny boy is a little 9-year-old boy, and he's a boy. So that's
Thank you.
good.
To
He
clarify,
loves
he
to
was
play.
a male.
And he also loves toys,
Okay.
apparently.
Do they leave
Some
toys
of the
out
people
for
would
him?
leave toys out for him. So
It's kind of cute.
this one person that works there, their last name's Whitman. They said, we had a jury commissioner who put toys out for him. And when they put toys out for him, he was kind of quiet then. But then when a new jury commissioner removed the toys, Jonathan came back, and there was more weird shit happening.
See,
around
that
the
to me,
courtroom.
like, So are ghosts actually not going through the motions? Or are they actually can interact? Because if something changes in their environment, so wouldn't that make them conscious?
Yeah. So what?
So fucking weird. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. And one courtroom visitor once reported that there's a boy hiding behind the judge's bench in Division 3, and they think that might have been Jonathan. Because it definitely wasn't a real boy.
We could tell by his hollow eyes he wasn't real.
And then one specific instant Connie Copus had with little Johnny was that there was this really old typewriter in her office. I guess she works on the 3rd floor. And she heard it going. She heard it clicking, and she kept hearing click, and she's like, what the fuck, Jonathan?
What the fuck are these employees?
She went over to the typewriter, and it was this one that hadn't been used in like a year, like more, like months,
right?
Years, and it had been turned on randomly, and she said that he just always liked to make himself known, and he would also like whisper in people's ears.
Yeah,
she's heard about people saying that, and. Yeah. And also, that's about all the ghost stories I have for the courthouse.
It's a lot.
But they did say on this article I was reading, if you get like a group of 10 to 12 people together and you call the courthouse, they'll like give you a little ghost tour.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We should do that one time.
It's not like a thing like that they advertise, but if you do that.
I wouldn't advertise that either.
Yeah, you can do that. And they'll tell you some stories.
That's pretty cool.
And then I was watching this like little interview with some of the people that work there about it, and it's like they like. Mm-hmm. It seems like they're nice ghosts. They're not like evil.
They're not like.
They're not like
what's the word?
Malevolent.
Thank you. Malevolent. I was thinking about Maleficent, and it wasn't right. But
Maleficent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like they all get along in the courthouse in Greeley.
Have them their
like
Christmas
Casper
parties.
And maybe Jonathan's Casper.
Oh,
poor
missing his parents.
Devin Sawa.
Did you ever watch that movie?
Casper
with Christina Ricci.
Yeah, I
like
fucking
the saddest
love that
fucking movie.
I wanted Casper to be my boyfriend.
Sick.
For
my dad
sure.
got sad.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Movies in the 1990s are so, like, kid movies.
Yeah.
Pull at your little fucking heartstrings.
They do. Nowadays, they're just, like, fucking dumb.
Yeah. They are.
And they're like, I'm a motherfucking asshole child.
It's true.
But
I learned my lesson in the end, and now I do my chores. The end.
And
it's dumb.
I have a dog. Okay. I don't know.
We could be movie writers.
We could be heroes. Just you and me.
It's good.
All right, I'm done.
Are you done now?
That's it.
It was
That's
good.
all I got.
I liked it.
Thanks. Me
got
too.
Some good.
I read it off my computer that I just bought because I'm 30 now and I bought my own computer.
That's fucking badass.
Because it was a Word document. I wasn't just reading something.
That's another fancy
word.
An
article.
Word document. That's
Word
awesome.
document.
Woo.
Yeah. Also, when I bought my computer, I went in and I was like, so I haven't bought a computer in about 12 years.
And they're like, oh.
And then I...
bring over this person.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
a sucker.
Yeah. And
you haven't. Well,
like...
do you know about this phalange that you need for your computer?
Yeah. And then the guy, it was this old guy that was helping me. And he was like,
that
so
always
what
kind
are
of makes
you
you
looking
sad.
for? I was like, the last time I was looking for a computer, all I cared about was a CD burner. I was like, do they come with those anymore? And he was like, I mean, you could get a disc writer to attach. I was like, I was joking, sir.
He was like, well, I'm 95 years old and I have to do this because my Social
75.
Security ran out. Yeah.
Yeah, he was an old man. I was like, do you know about computers?
I hate, like,
well, I own 70 years old.
Right?
Or
Because I don't own a computer. I just own the
skin.
fancy one. I own a typewriter. Jesus.
People
like that at Best Buy
more
makes
than
me sad, though. Because I'm like, you don't really want to be here, do you, sir? You look tired.
Okay, anyway. Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Dirty pop. Pop, 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 pop.
All right. We are going to talk about some fiery festivals.
Some fire crotch?
Well, it kind of was the same, actually.
It was basically the equivalent of a fire crotch.
It was. Or like fire
if your
rot.
crotch is on fire.
Like a crotch rot. It was not good.
Crotch rot?
I don't know if that's a thing. I really hope it's not.
Oh my god,
I just feel
certainly
like
hope not. It's when your crotch rots.
just
and you make really nice microbacterias in there.
Bacteria would not be for the win on that one.
Thanks for letting me take my socks off.
That's fine. That was a good segue for this. Okay. Fire
The hole
festival.
in my toe was getting too annoying.
It was.
I'm gonna take my socks off.
I know. Okay. So the Fyre Festival, for those that you don't know, because you've been living under a rock, it was an infamous failed luxury festival that took place in the spring of 2017, and it was supposed to be like.
I guess it did actually take place.
Yeah, it did. Unfortunately. There was lots of warning signs and people telling him, you need to not do this. And he's like, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to be legends, man. That an actual quote. Anyway, so...
Yeah, you are a legend for being the most giant douchebag in the history of 2017.
And I think even like before that, he was like thought to be like a giant douchebag. So this was like supposed to be like the new Coachella, the new fucking Burning Man, because those events, I guess, before like they got super uber popular, it was like a bunch of fucking porta potties like out in the desert with like hot dogs and whatever, and you just watching you struggle with that celery stick. But now it's like this high end like prestigious event where you have to like just shell out boatloads of money to even have like a pleasant experience. So
Coachella's this weekend.
Is it?
The first one, yeah.
I lose, like, I always think that it's like, I feel like it happens like twice a year. I don't think it does, but in my brain
it
does. Okay.
Well, it happens 2 weeks in a row.
No, I feel like it happens like I feel like it happens in the fall for whatever reason, but I don't think it does.
You're right. It does seem like
I feel like it happens more time, but I think there's just extra douchey more douchey festivals now that I think I'm just mixing them all up. So it could be Burning Man that I'm thinking of. So I don't know. So yeah, so this was supposed to be just another whatever. They're just, but in the Bahamas, which I think Burning Man and Coachella are both in California. Are they in California?
Burning Man is maybe in Nevada.
I don't know, but they're both like they're on the mainland.
They're in the desert. Yeah.
So this was supposed to be like in the Bahamas.
They're in the desert somewhere, both of them.
Yeah. So packages to this event were ranging from $500 to a whopping $100,000 for like just tickets. $500 was like general admission, and then the packages would get like more and more whatever intense, and like each package like you had like a fancier villa. So they were saying like you would have like
quote unquote villa.
Yeah, villa, aka disaster tent, but whatever. We'll get to that. And then like there was like helicopter rides in each one of them, or in like the bigger packages, or dinners with like some of the talent, or dinners catered by the celebrity chefs and bullshit. So as the packages got bigger, you would get more perks. Or so they said. What?
Like, for all these packages that were never real packages, like they were just like, oh, this would be cool, and then like no one figured out how to make it work.
That was what the crazy part was. Which I'll get into.
This will be fine a month later.
Yeah, I mean the general admission, it was like they that was a thing, but it came with like a room, and they advertised a certain room, and anyway, we'll get to that. But anyway, so they ranged from that was the price range, 500 to like 100, 1,000, and they could have been more, but this is kind of the general kind of source that I kind of got. And they promised like performances with like 8-list artists, which I don't know why Blink-182 was in the mixed one in there, which I was like, why was that like so advertised? Like, trust me, like during my complicated years.
Blink-182.
Yeah, so like maybe during my like complicated, like I was so deep, which I was never, years. Like Blink-182, like I fucking love that shit. I would never consider them like an A-list act though.
I would go if they were at like New West Fest.
Fuck yeah, that would be a fucking blast. But I would not.
You guys should come to New West Fest.
I wouldn't pay $500 to go like be like, oh, they got Blink-182. They're like, I don't care. Like I would not pay $500 to go. You know what I mean?
No, that's so weird. And that in itself, no offense, Blink-182 is sketchy as fuck.
Which is there's a great because it's like there was somebody that I don't know who the comedian or whoever. It was on one of the late night talk shows or whatever, and they said, yeah, if you have like hundreds of thousands of dollars or even like thousands of dollars to go see Blink-182, then that's on you. I mean, that's a stupid thing. Like, you're an idiot. So
That's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Blink-182.
Yeah, love you,
Blink-182,
Blink-182, but like to me, and it had like Migos and Disclosure and a lot of other bands that I don't really know of. So again, like I'm a little bit old, so I don't know a lot of the pop.
You don't know Migos?
I do know Migos, yes, but I don't. Yeah,
that's not Migos.
It's fine.
We tried to do that one time anyway.
So anyway, guests were expected to party on white sanded beaches, get flown in on private jets, mingle with celebrities and supermodels, and also it was promoted that there would be a $1 million treasure hunt. They promoted that. So
they did?
Yeah.
I never.
They promote anyway. So, and the luxury accommodations.
That sounds
fishy as fuck.
Yeah. How would that even work?
I mean,
people would be killing each other.
But it sounds like what they advertised was just like a fucking trust fund baby millennial fucking Disneyland. Like this is something that they believe in their own like little wanderlusty whatever world that this is like, oh yeah, this is exactly what it's just an Instagram paradise. You know what I mean? Like so that's what I think that's what these guys were advertising, which is just like I don't even, to me that in itself is just so red flaggy to me that I just don't even understand it. But again, maybe I'm not in that influencer world, and maybe that shit's normal, that they're like, oh no, that shit, yeah, you go to fucking
I feel
Coachella,
like it is like
it is, and to me if that's a normal, that's so fucking weird.
It's a weird branch of fame.
That is like Hunger Games, like the Capitol bullshit. You know what I mean? Like where you would see like all these colorful characters in the Capitol.
Yeah.
Or in the movies, and then we'd read about it. But like that's what it sounds like. It just sounds like this far-fetched, it sounds like something out of a fucking movie. Like I would never think that it's real, but maybe it is, and I'm just so ignorant and maybe just too down to earth to think about shit like that or be part of it. It just sounds like it's just Anyway.
Well, it's all their whole lives are for show.
It is, but that is just insane to me. A $1 million treasure hunt. Yeah, I just don't even understand. Ugh. Anyway.
I mean, I'd like to go on that by myself.
Right? Be like, I'll just go to just do that for me. Yeah. So, and then all these on top of all that stuff, it was promoted that it was going to be held on like a private island that was once owned by Pablo Escobar.
Which was true, right? But they weren't allowed to. They weren't supposed to disclose that.
So here's the thing. Also it was just really quick, so I can get through this sentence. But like, there was also going to be exquisite cuisine catered by like celebrity chefs and all, like just like stupid shit. Like the guys wanted he wanted sushi and he wanted like all these on an island, like just all of this like 5-star Michelin, like whatever, like all of it, just this ridiculous
just for thousands of
like 5,000 people. Over the course, I think, of both weekends. Anyway, and there's supposed to be like things like swimming with pigs. So, so we'll get back to that whole Pablo Escobar thing. So, some backstory on Billy. So that was just like a kind of in a nutshell what it was. So the backstory on Billy. So he was
what it was supposed to be.
What it was promised, what it was advertised. So this guy, he was always an entrepreneur. Like even when he was like super little, I guess he like did like some crown business or whatever. Like he was in elementary school and he like rigged all the kids like.
Oh yeah.
So you saw that.
Oh, crayon.
Whatever. I don't even care.
I was like crown business.
Fuck you.
I just had to.
God damn you.
I'll never.
Caddy, back me up.
Caddy.
We're gonna be best friends one day. Anyway.
Nah. You're right.
Anyway, so he did like this little business, and so that's when he started, like when he was like really little. And I guess he claimed that he also did like some other. It wasn't really clear. He talked about that a lot in the Hulu documentary, but I can't remember what exactly he was, what the business was. But he was saying like he had like in middle school when his friends were playing kickball, he had like this little side business that had like 4 or 5 employees or some bullshit.
Which makes me feel like he's a giant skis ball from when he was like...
Oh my God, he was. I'm absolutely...
Like, people are like, he's a business genius. It's like, he was a fucking con artist.
He was.
As a 9-year-old.
It's kind of like a lot like... Have you watched... I'm getting really tangenty on this one, so sorry, guys. Did you watch... Which you need to watch this. It's on HBO.
I'll watch it on my computer.
Yeah, you should. It's called The Inventor. It's about Elizabeth Holmes. And she is a lot like Billy McFarland, except she was not as tactless as Billy McFarland, but it's just as fucked up, where she was a con artist. And she just thought, she's going to be the next fucking Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg. And this guy, I think Billy actually kind of thought the same thing, where maybe not to the prestige of Steve Jobs, but I think he thought he was going to be like the Facebook
yeah.
So
giant person.
Absolutely. So
Facebook giant person.
The giantest person on Facebook. So in 2014, he founded Magnesis, which in the documentary he actually admitted that he's like, oh yeah, no, I actually misspelled it on accident. So people were just saying it wrong, but it was just like whatever. I'm like, I just don't even understand it. So,
and you have millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, he just acts like this arrogant douchebag. It's pretty awful. All this card was, it was simply a black metal card onto like what you could graft the magnetic strip. You can graft the magnetic strip. Wow, say that 3 times, dumb. Of your current credit card. So essentially, the card holders were able to take their normal plastic credit card and just turn it into like a status symbol, like the black Amex.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that? It's like this, and it's like a stainless steel. So you look like you're a fucking badass when you pay for your $45 kombucha fucking smoothies at. Who the fuck cares? So, I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
That is the best example.
It is. But that's all it was. It wasn't like they got like access to a credit line or anything like that.
So that's all the black card is? It's just like a heavier material and there's a higher
No. The black card
limit?
is actually legit. You get like access to a credit line. You have to have like, I think it says on here, like you have to have
in your bank.
You have to have it's a spending requirement for the black Amex card of $250,000 a year to be able to have that card. This card is just like essentially a really, 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 really fancy debit card. So you don't have any access to credit. Anyway, and there's a $250 annual fee. So you have to pay a $250 fee to use the money that is yours, which is bizarre. Anyway.
And people are like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
My card looks really cool.
Because again, he's advertising to fucking, people that either want some status or maybe they're just being not like assholes and they're just being like genuine people. I don't know, because I don't want to disparage anybody, but like if they just wanted to just get a leg up into like some social circles or whatever to get kind of paid attention to. So that's what it's playing to. But it sounds like really the application process for this was it was like a fucking popularity contest and like seeing who looked the part, and that's essentially what it was. Like you had to send in pictures of yourself, and then if you got like picked to like if you looked the part or whatever, then you were able to join. So it wasn't like anybody could be in.
He's a
piece of shit.
Materialistic,
it gets better.
Greedy. He's narcissist.
He's the worst. So anyway, Magnesis also advertised an access to a number of exclusive events and experiences, including parties, vacation packages, and like a bunch of more other shit. Oh, so vacation packages and tickets purchased through Magnesis, like months in advance, would then be canceled without reason, often with like a few days' notice. And then some users were even double charged the $250 annual fee, and saying it was an accident, and then like the refunds would take like weeks, sometimes months to get back. So it was a scam. So it was like he was telling them that he had access to these tickets and they had like this exclusive access to tickets, but he really didn't. He would just buy them like at this ridiculous price, and then he would have to get money from other whatever, like robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's all it was. So it was a giant scam. So them being part of this was not anything special. And then also another perk was like there was a townhouse that the members had access to, and it was supposed to be like one of these whatever amazing perks. Like it was supposed to be like some place that they could like, socialize and like network with people that were just kind of higher up on the food chain in the like in like the Manhattan social structure. And but members like kind of claimed it was more like if you could join a frat house outside of college. Like it was just a bunch of fucking idiots and stupid assholes.
I can imagine who went to that townhouse.
Yeah, like if you watch the Hulu one, like it kind of shows these pictures of like who like the pretty much what was advertised.
Just a bunch of people trying to be fucking cool and famous.
It just looked like a bunch of douchebags. That's all it was. So, anyway, that all being said, the townhouse ended up getting trashed because they would throw like all these parties in there, and it was a residential townhome, mind you, so it wasn't like commercial property. So when the landlord found out about that they were like throwing these parties, he wasn't pleased and he evicted Billy.
So Billy didn't even own the house?
No,
it was like he rented it.
He rented it, yeah, and it was a residential townhome. And if you look at if you watch Hulu, you'll see like it looks like a legit it looks like that, like where I live. It just looks like a legit townhouse. So when the landlord found out about it, he obviously wasn't pleased. He evicted Billy immediately and filed a $100,000 lawsuit in 2015. And the owner alleged that McFarland used a residential space to conduct commercial business, leaving the building trashed. McFarland damaged and destroyed several windows and virtually all the kitchen appliances and left the townhouse in a state of total disrepair, rubble, and disarray.
People are so disrespectful and spoiled and just dumb.
Yeah, so and then of course McFarland largely denied the main allegations in court filings, and of course the case was settled in January of 2016. So that's about a year out from the disaster at the fire.
Right, so, in time for him to start planning his next scheme.
Pretty much. So when the festival fiasco erupted, it's what likely took down what was left of Magnesis, which was just getting berated with like emails from angry customers, like especially like about these ticket sales and everything else. So it was like this slow progress, but not actually even really. Like they founded it in 2015. It was probably done by 2017, if that. So it didn't stay whatever. So the Fyre Festival kind of killed it, just to let you know what kind of happened to that company. So then he went on to his little next venture, Fyre Media, which was co-founded by the wonderful Ja Rule.
Wanna be without you.
Exactly.
That was my Ja Rule impression.
Was that good? I don't even know any of his songs.
What?
I probably do. I just don't pay. Like I couldn't.
'Cause every dog needs a lady. That's kind of DMX. He's not as scratchy as DMX, but I don't know why that's the only song I can think of. You know Ja Rule songs.
I know his stuff, but if you ask me like what's a Ja Rule song, I couldn't tell you. But if you like had me listen to something, I'm like, oh, okay, I know who that is. Yeah, but I'm kind of glad I don't really know who he is because he's a fucking asshole too. So. Anyway, so
I can't believe you don't know Ja Rule. And Ashanti?
I know him because I knew the name when I first watched it.
I just loved him.
I know you did.
He was all up on the radio, and that's literally all I listened to when I was in middle school.
I believe that.
Okay. Good. Well, it's true.
So that partnership
let's get back to Ja.
Yeah. It became the birthchild of Fyre Festival. So
poor Ja Rule just trying to be famous again.
Trying. So
not succeeding.
And it actually turned out that Fyre Festival was just supposed to be like a giant promotional campaign for
Ja Rule?
No, well, I'm sure actually, but for the music booking app for musicians, which is the Fyre app. So that all this Fyre Festival was supposed to be was just a giant promotion for this app for people to use it. So they wanted to so this Fyre app. So they wanted to make booking musicians like an easier experience. Whatever the fuck that means. Like I think they wanted it for the common people to be able to like, I want to book Coldplay for my blah blah blah
for my bar mitzvah.
Right. That's exactly like one of the lines off like Hulu is like, so you're supposed. It was also think like Tinder for music apps. So like it was like they wanted the concept was like you could like swipe left or right. So if you wanted to like book Coldplay or whatever, Tenacious D, who cares?
And these bands were like cool with that, as long as they got paid, I guess.
As long as they got paid. So the concept was, which who knows if it ever was like actually happening, but the concept was that you would bid something to Tenacious D, and then they would get to like whatever, like through their publicist or whatever, they could either swipe left or right on your offer, and if they swiped whatever direction that was positive, then it would connect you. And that was supposed to be like making it like booking for the common man, just like again like Tinder. And it was
for the common man that can book
like, I'm like, who is
Blink 182 for their birthday party.
Exactly. I'm like, it's honestly, I don't know how that would have ever fucking worked. And maybe there's something out there now, but
maybe for like up and coming artists,
like right, like
I don't know.
Do you know how many down like I think I'm gonna try and book fucking Coldplay for like $100. Let's see what they do. Are they gonna swipe left or right? I mean, come on. Anyway.
And if someone's that rich, they're gonna be able to figure out a way to call that person
exactly
personally and get them to their house.
It was all because Billy was like having a hard time trying to book Ja Rule of all places, so that's where this kind of came up or whatever. Because he probably wasn't calling the right people.
He's like,
Ja Rule, idiot.
What would I be without you?
Exactly. So
he only thinks about Rule.
Yeah, just the Ja. So the festival is scheduled to take place from April 28th to the 30th and May 5th to 7th. So just 2 weekends, kind of like how all the other festivals are. On the Bahama island of the Great Exuma.
Co-fucking-chella.
Exactly. So they were really focused on promoting what it was going to oh my gosh, I can speak. They really focused on promoting that it was going to be on an island that was once owned by Pablo Escobar, which they were specifically told that if they wanted to use the island, so this was before they went actually to the Great, like, I think they landed on the Great Exuma, but it was like supposed to be like a way more remote island with like nothing on there, just no infrastructure, whatever. But they were told, but it looked beautiful, so it's exactly what they were looking for. But that's where they were shooting their promotional over-the-top shoot.
With the models.
Yeah. So, but they were specifically told in the contract, do not use and I think that did they cover that in Netflix?
In the Netflix, yeah.
So they did that in Hulu as well. But they said, if you use it, like...
If you use the name Pablo Escobar's
we're going to kick you off. And so 2 seconds in, like, once owned by... And they kicked him off. They just kicked him off the island. So they had to restart... looking for islands, essentially. And they did this... I think they did the shoot or whatever, November, maybe December. And the festival was in April, May. So that was like, what, 4 months? So they had to start from scratch, and they had 4 months to do it. And they're like, it's fine.
Normal human beings would probably be like, yeah, I gotta cancel this. I don't have a place for a music festival that people are flying to.
Right. So this is and
paying thousands, hundrds of thousands.
Right, and they're thinking that they're gonna build like plumbing and the electricity, all 9 yards, in 4 fucking months. They're building a city essentially, and they're like, oh, we can do it. And then in normal, I think in normal normal planning of festivals, they say, I think. Netflix references, and I think Hulu references it too. They said, like, you need like a year just to plan it. So the fact that they're trying to plan it and then build it in 4 months is beyond me. And everyone kept telling him, like, you can't do this. He's like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fucking fine.
I did magnesis. Watch me do this.
Exactly. Badly. So they settle on the main island of the Bahamas, the Great Exuma, and the shit show ensues. So they shoot this over-the-top promotional video, and this is before they got kicked off the really beautiful, like, isolated island.
The Pablo Francisco Island?
Yes.
I mean, Pablo Francisco.
I was like...
Pablo Escobar.
Sure. Pablo
Whoopsie,
Escobar.
Bloody Mary.
Yes, so, and it's like, you saw, like, the little excerpts on it, like, it was, like, these beautiful models just hanging out on the boats on this beautiful blue water.
Also, in the, like, behind-the-scenes videos of the models hanging out with them, they seem like they are feeling so awkward with, like...
They're like, well, I'm not doing that.
Billy and
then, like, even Ja Rule's like, you're gonna fucking do it. And she's like, I'm not doing that.
They just look like they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
Fun,
they're like, what the fuck is going on?
They're also like, I might as well take these pictures because I'm a model.
Right?
And I'm probably getting paid $100,000 to be here.
Right. So they're like shooting, like swimming with the pigs and all this stuff. And the whole background of it was like, the camera crew didn't really have, or the camera production team that was hired to do this did not have any, like, whatever say. It was like the creative director, Grant, that he was like trying to like direct all this, and the people that were professionals at this was like, you can't do that. And he's like, we're going to fucking do it anyway. So that's what you're going to shoot because that's what we're paying you for. So they were like going and like hanging out with like the pigs and all this shit. And so that was like heavily advertised. It was advertised like it was going to be like this one, like all-inclusive, amazing experience and everything else. And advertised like you're going to fly them with these private jets. And it's like, they're like those 2 like little prop planes. And so it was just this over-the-top experience.
Manufactured, fabricated,
oh my God,
fake.
Yes, Jesus. And even then, I would be like,
promotion
that can't be right. So anyway, so it hits Instagram, and then some reports say that is it Kendall? I don't know any of
Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, I don't know any of the Kardashians. So
she's a
Kendall
Jenner.
Isn't it a Kardashian?
Yeah, she is.
Don't do that to me. So Kendall Jenner was paid $250K to post one time.
That's
one time. That's what is rumored. Now, there's been no proof, and she actually, a lot of them that were paid took down the post because it's just to try and get them to not be, not to be hold accountable.
Yeah.
So, which we kind of get into that too a little bit later about that. About if our fucking influencers, should they be held responsible for promoting something like this?
I mean, people false advertise every day.
So
though.
that was a hot topic on Hulu, and they might have touched that a little bit on Netflix. I can't remember because I get the two documentaries kind of mixed up a little bit. So an investor, fashion executive Corolla Jane, reportedly arranged for Fyre to receive a $4 million loan, which the company used most to rent fucking offices in Manhattan, like the most prestigious. I think it was the Tribeca. Yeah, the Tribeca neighborhood of Manhattan. They're fucking insane. This whole thing was fucking bananas. So people
just think Billy has all this money to just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, I guess you're rich.
There was a guy that one of the workers down in the Bahamas that he would just get on the phone and be like, oh yeah, and I think I just need like a mil. Again, you got to watch the Hulu one. It's really, really awesome. Yeah, I think I need like a mil. Like Billy would like leave for a weekend and he would come back with like just sacks of cash. So they're like, it's like they questioned it, but they didn't. So just blind negligence, right? So,
I don't understand how people thought, well, I mean,
that's what it gets to me. I don't understand it. But anyway.
It sickens me that people like can back someone like this.
Right.
With millions of dollars and they're like, "Oh, yeah, you just like make a bunch of cons, but you're a business genius because
whatever."
That's what makes me so sick in my stomach about it because it's just a bunch of fucking greedy ass liars.
Yep. 1,000%.
And it's
horrible.
I'm glad that this blew up.
Yep.
In somewhat one of their faces.
Absolutely. So, with no experience staging an event of the proposed festival scale, McFarland began approaching companies that did, and he was reportedly like shocked that they told him like, "Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about is going to cost you at least $5 million to maybe even $12 million." And he was like, "Whatever. Like that can't be true." And just yeah, and to stage it in the time that he was saying, like, you want to schedule it in 6 months, or you're going to pay a lot of fucking money then to be able to do that. So, anyway, so he and his associates at Fyre believed that they could just do it in far less time. So they were just going to handle it. That not even going to take professionals' advice. So they're just going to handle it. So they continued with their plans under that assumption. They tried to do things themselves where possible. McFarland supposedly learned how to rent the stage by doing a Google search. So just, again, not paying professionals to do what they're, designed to do. He's like, I'm just going to do it. I'm sure he paid triple the cost because they're like, see this little asshole coming. It's fine. Anyway, so.
Oh my God. I mean, he had some determination, that's for fucking sure, but he also had to cover his whole entire asshole.
There was a great. Yeah, there was.
So he had a lot to lose.
A lot of his booty.
He had to do everything.
So there was kind of a great thing that his mom said in the Hulu documentary was just like, Billy, his greatest downfall is like all he knows how to do is think big. So that's great, and it can get to a point, but he doesn't know how to stop. So that was his biggest downfall. I mean, he was his own worst enemy. So, but customers were promised accommodation in modern, eco-friendly, geodesic domes and the meals from celebrity chefs and the let's see. And so that's what they were what they were advertised. So they were putting these drawings on the internet sites, you can get whatever, I think they were called different things. And people saw this picture and so they're like, oh no, that's what I'm getting. And so that's how they would
exactly what I'm gonna be experiencing.
Right. So that's what they were told. So while the festival's promotional material kept claiming that the festival would be held on remote private island that once belonged to Pablo Escobar, workers were busy preparing Roker Point for the festival, scattering sand all over the rocks and improving a road to a nearby beach, which they built some cabanas and I guess installed some swing sets. So Roker Island pretty much is right next.
It's basically Coachella.
Right. And so right next, but way worse, it's right next to a Sandals Beach. And actually it was called Fyre Festival Fraud Twitter handle or whatever, and they were the ones that were exposing everything. They actually flew fucking down there and took a picture of like where the actual festival was, because he was starting to kind of, I think he was like a financial kind of investigator or something like that, and he was figuring it out, like, I think this is a fucking fraud. So he was just trying to get the word out. So he actually flew down on his own dime and he took pictures of the island. And what they did, and he's like, they were actually very clever. They took the map of like what the actual thing was, and they just cut it off to look like it was surrounded by water, and that's what they were promoting that this island was. So it was a complete fraud.
And they were doing all of this thinking that was all okay.
Yeah, they just thought it was fine. They're just like,
fuck.
We're just embellishing, but they'll be fine because we're going to make it amazing. That's what they thought. Or they're just way in over their heads. So on the mainland, so meanwhile, while all this is happening, like 5,000 tickets had been sold. And also a little kind of caveat to that, they were selling like the $500 like general admission tickets like really fucking fast. And Billy was figuring out like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to make this fucking this happen on 500. So they just shut off. They just said that the general admission was sold out. They lied and said it was sold out to make people buy the bigger packages. So that's how they were funding everything. So yeah. So a medical services company head and caterer were also hired, but the caterer company withdrew a few weeks before the festival because they were like, fuck
no way.
This shit. So, which good on them. They were like, I'm not even gonna touch it with a 10-foot pole. So with only 2 weeks to go, a new catering service with a $1 million total budget was to feed like 5,000 people. Was hired, drastically
for
reduced.
3 days that are promised like fucking lobster filet mignon.
So yeah, so
surf
it was
and turf.
drastically reduced from the $6 million originally, like a lot of to provide what was promised as a uniquely authentic island cuisine, local seafood, Bahamian style sushi, and even a pig roast. So
dude, pay me $1 million. I'll do that for 5,000.
Yeah, which is, I mean, Netflix kind of touched on that where that poor guy, Andy King, where they were like, where Grant's like, I want to have sushi and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, yeah, it's for $1 million now, and I've eliminated all that shit. So, but yeah, so it was originally a $6 million budget to do sushi and all this shit. And they're like, we're going to do it $1 million now. And you got 2 fucking weeks. Good luck. So in March of 2017, Fyre also hired a veteran event producer. I think this is the guy that was like teaching himself how to fly a fucking plane. I think it's Yaron Levy.
Sure.
I totally probably butchered that, but that's fine. Who saw that it was impossible to hold this short, to hold this sort of event. McFarland and Javril envisioned at the site. He assumed that they would postpone the event to November as they had been discussing since they were not like anywhere fucking close to being ready. But after Fyre told him,
so they were even going to postpone it, and they were like, nope.
No, he just assumed. He was like, there's no way there was like an unsaid thing, but he was like, there's no fucking way you're gonna get this pulled off. But after Fyre told him that they would stage the event in the spring anyway, claiming weather would ruin the event if they did it in November, which is kind of ironic what happened. He told him to abandon plans for temporary villas and instead erect tents. So that's where the tents came in. The only accommodation that could be delivered at the time remaining. And he advised Fyre to make this clear to those who had already bought tickets, as otherwise it would be damaging to their brand. He says that the company assured him that an email was being prepared, but he says he was not sure if it was ever sent, which obviously it wasn't. Which it sounds like it wasn't, according to some of the documentaries, that multiple people told him, like, you have to fucking tell them what to expect, because, I mean, I know you think that if they don't get what you promised them, but it's going to be way more damaging if they arrive and go, what the fuck is this shit?
And that's what happened.
And that's exactly what happened.
Well, that's his own fucking fault for being a stupid dummy.
Yeah. So also alongside with like getting their budget like slashed for their catering, he like instead of maybe like kind of pulling back on maybe his alcohol whatever budget, he didn't do that. They spent $2 million worth of booze, which the duty on that was $900K. So they spent roughly $3 million on booze.
Well, at least they got the people drunk.
Yeah. A lot of them did get very, very wasted.
Oh, my God.
So they were just, at this point, they were lighting money on fire. Nobody could manage anything. Nobody, I think, could...
Fyre?
Like, with Hawaii. Actually, Comcast Ventures considered investing $25 million into the app, which would have gone to this festival. So, but they declined days beforehand because actually in the Hulu documentary, I can't remember the guy... but he actually, there was the guy that created the Twitter about the fraud.
Oh, yeah.
Actually contacted, I guess he had some contacts at Comcast and says, like, just please do your homework on it before you fucking invest. And they actually did. They did their homework and they actually didn't invest. But Billy had valued Fyre Media at $90 million, but was unable to provide the sufficient proof, which is probably why Comcast pulled out. But in reality, it probably was only worth $60K. That's it. And to top it off, he was also claiming that he had $2 million worth of shares within Facebook. In reality, he only had about $1,000 worth of shares. So he was just... So now it's become like way more than like this funny fucking thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to scam a couple millennials and scam a bunch of fucking kids that have way too much money that I can just whatever... to end being an actual fraud. Like, he's putting false documents together and to try and just fraud investors. So now it's becoming an actual...
To pull something off.
Yeah, so it's an actual... It's more than just a really shitty thing that he's doing. Now it's like kind of a legit federal crime. So...
If I was him trying to pull something like this off, when clearly everything is going wrong,
right?
Wouldn't you be exploding? Like, wouldn't you be like... having anxiety attacks,
that's
like
what
having
was so
a heart
scary
attack,
about
like,
him is,
how am I going to pull this off?
He just didn't.
And he's just so
just
used
doesn't
to being
even,
a fucking con
I think he just thought he could always like get out of
it.
it. He could always get out of it. And he actually says that in the thingies that he's like, it just seems like we would just like, it was like a whack-a-mole of problems and we would just kind of solve it and we would kind of just limp along. So, and he was just hoping that his investors would just keep throwing money at it. And actually there was the people, because it wasn't just him and like Grant and like 3 other guys. It was his whole, he had a whole company of people working for him.
Yeah.
And when they kept telling him, and even vendors, like, you need to just fucking just, if you want to do this festival, just wait till 2018. Just wait till 2018. Let's do this right and everything else. But he kept going no and no. And
he probably could have maybe pulled it off if he waited another year.
Maybe if he just did it right. But he wanted money. He's a scam artist. That's why he wanted.
Exactly.
He didn't really want to throw a fucking festival. He claims that he does, but I doubt it. But
well, so he wants to throw it so he's all famous and
right. It's all about celebrity. But yeah, he there's all these people telling him to just stop. If you're gonna keep doing it, you've got to email these people or whatever. And a lot of these vendors are tagging like the investors, like Corolla. Hopefully that's hopefully that's how you say your name. Who was one of the investors, and tagging them on actual problems, like they were having like a bathroom issue. Like they were supposed to like these luxurious bathrooms, and Grant and I think Billy were going, well, I think we're actually just going to ship in porta potties, and we can do like, I mean, the lines will be a little bit longer, but we'll just do less porta potties, and it'll save on money and everything else. And at one point, an investor was like, not an investor, but like one of a vendor was like saying like, you can't do that. Like this is going to be, the fallout of this will be way more insane or whatever. And I mean, and at one point, somewhere in there was a great quote that he said, well, if, I don't know if it was Billy or Grant, but it was like, well, if nobody's eating, nobody's pooping, referring to like, it's a bunch of models and fucking, yeah. So,
or the fact that they didn't have caterers.
Yeah, or that too. So that was their big kind of like, well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
But if you're drinking, you're gonna shit sometime.
Yes, it's true. So they were like, that's how
$3
they were
million
trying to cut
of booze.
costs. So so these vendors are trying to like relay this out to Billy, but they're also tagging investors into these emails. And then it was told to these vendors, be like, you have to stop tagging these investors to these emails with these problems because it's really fucking us with money. So now they're telling the vendors to just shut the fuck up because you're going to make us not get funded anymore. When they're actually coming up with going, this is going to be a real problem.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was like a little bit of a tangent, but it's fine.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
It's just a disaster.
right? It's just awful. So yeah, so after the Comcast deal fell through, McFarland obtained some temporary financing for Fyre through investor Ezra. I think it says Burbum. I don't even know how to say her last name, so I'm sorry.
What was he telling these investors? Like,
He was
a month before.
So just how, like, he was lying to Comcast and how much. That's what the investors thought. They all thought that the Fyre brand was worth way more. Like, he was saying, I've booked fucking Drake. He actually used Drake as one of it. He's like,
Drake would never fall for that.
Right, but he's like, well, it wasn't even that. He was like, I've booked Drake, blah, 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 blah. And, like, he never booked Drake. And I booked A, B, C, and D. And none of these musicians were ever booked. But he was claiming they had been to tell the investors that. So that's why these investors, and no
one checked up on him.
They just, again, that's what I don't understand. If I was giving millions of dollars, I would be even contacting fucking these celebrities, whatever.
Some people just have too much fucking money.
They do. Or they're just like, it's fine. The payback will be amazing because the concept is brilliant.
Drake's there.
Yeah, but if the concept is brilliant, I mean, why would whatever? And I think because the lie was so massive, it was like, how could it be fake? How could it not be real?
How could you not?
That's my only that's the only way I can rationalize it in my brain on how they could rationalize it or how they could do what they did. The investors, I mean. So they get some financing from Ezra that required the company to repay at least $500,000 of the loan within 16 days. About the same time, but guess what? It didn't get repaid. Around the same time, Fyre informed ticket holders that the event would be cashless and cardless. So here comes the next part of the scam.
Oh God!
And encouraged attendees to put like Fyre onto these Fyre bands, and the entire staff at Fyre Meter was going, "You're fucking crazy." Number one, there's no plumbing and there's no electricity. Really, I mean, there's plumbing at at Roker Island finally, but like, there's no infrastructure for the wireless thing that would make the fucking Fyre bands work. So they're going, you're fucking. But Billy's like, make it fucking happen. So let's see. So they were telling him like, you need to put like at least like $300 to $500 for like every day, like on these little Fyre bands, and they were just fucking doing it. So I think it was something close to. About 2 million was uploaded to these bracelets in like a couple fucking days. So, and guess what? Wasn't really put into they were just burning money. So
that is insane.
Yeah. So and actually 40% of,
and it's like they were advertising this shit that obviously wasn't even like
right.
Like, weren't they advertising like, oh, jet skis for the day and
right?
Fucking...
So all of those like helicopter rides and all this shit, like swimming with the pigs and.
But isn't that why people bought $100,000 tickets?
But these were all add-ons. That's what's so crazy. It was like some of it was,
and people thought that this was all possible.
Yeah, that's what was so insane to me.
Oh my God.
So, 40% actually of that $2 million that was put on those bracelets, according to a lawsuit later filed by Ezra, was used by McFarland to pay off the short-term loan. That was, I guess, so it did get paid off, but the only reason why it did get paid off was because, again, he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's all it was. So he was scamming these poor kids to be able to pay for these other bills. So it was
scamming these rich kids.
Yeah. Some of them were, At the same time, like, but trust me, I have my fucking issues with it. Ugh. Anyway, so what Fyre actually started doing, so when things started kind of coming to like negatively to the Twitter and the Instagram accounts associated with Fyre Festival, they just would fucking delete posts. They would delete anything negative that would come through, to the point that it got so bad that they started to ban the word festival. So anything like everything, you couldn't like just comment on anything. So that's how they fucking troubleshooted that. They didn't fix anything. They just started erasing negative content.
Well, just shut us down. So
exactly.
Oh my God.
So all this is all leading up to it, and there is, in the documentary, they talk about how poor Andy King was going to like give a good old BJ to the fucking person that was holding the water hostage, and the guy was like, "Yeah, get off your knees. You don't need to do that." I'm sure he wasn't on his knees, but.
He might have been.
But yeah, so he was just pretty much, and you saw that in the documentary, that he, just asked to be paid first, which I'm sure Anna King was like, okay.
I guess I don't have to suck your dick today.
That's good.
So that this Fyre Festival can move forward.
Exactly.
And also, like, what do these... The thing that really struck me, too, is that some of these people that are, like, his right-hand men...
Right.
Still are like, he just... it was just a mistake, or like it wasn't a big deal.
That was so crazy. Again, you need to watch...
He's still innocent. They still think he's innocent in it.
Is that what you kind of took away from the Netflix one?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'll talk about that here in a minute, but like the Hulu one, I just thought it just had a little bit of an edge. They tell different stories, but
oh, okay.
I don't know. And I'll tell you why. But anyway, so the day of the so there's all these problems kind of leading up to it. They're running out of time. Things aren't like being built fast enough.
There's refugee tents basically instead
of refugees, but there's still nothing is built all the way. There's fucking garbage everywhere. People are working like 24 hours a day. Like almost everybody on the island was working for Billy, because Billy was like, we have to, get more people. He was asking the workers, like, do you think this is going to happen? And even Ja Rule asked. And employees were telling him, like, they were working
24-hour, 22-hour shifts.
Yeah,
like
most
these poor
employees,
Bohemians.
And a lot of them were going, oh my God, it's not going to happen. But there's some of them are going, I'm not going to tell him no, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm working for the guy.
Except that he wasn't even paying them.
No, because I'm sure it was like, you get paid after or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get paid when the job's done. So some of them were telling, like, if we work really, really hard, Billy, like, we can get this done. And then the other part of it was, like, there were some employees going, this isn't going to happen. Like, no matter how many hours you work, it's not going to happen. Billy didn't listen. So all that happens, and we get to, the night before, and it just starts monsooning, which I'm sure you watched that. So, yeah, so it starts monsooning and everything else, and everything gets, all the work. All the employees are, like laugh crying, because they're like, of course this would happen. And the tents are completely soaked. The mattresses are completely soaked. Everything is just
air
destroyed.
mattresses.
Yeah, they're all soaked. Like the power goes down. It's a shit show. So that monsoon happens, and then like the day of, bands start pulling out. Like Blink-182, I think, is like one of the first ones to be like, we can't give this show that our fans deserve and everything else. And then all the other bands follow suit. Like, so all of the bands have pulled out of this festival. When these people are but they didn't really start doing that till that first batch kind of gets over. But I think in the Hulu documentary, there was one, Blink-182 was the first one to do it, and one of I think the concert goers says oh, see, should we get on this plane? And one of them was like, well, it's just, I don't even know really Blink-182, so let's just go. It's just one band, so what's the worst that could happen? But obviously when they get to the island, that's when all the bands started pulling out. But even then, when they get on the island, everything seems normal, and they get presented with a choice. And it's either you can go to the campsite, or you can kind of go to this pre-party that's happening, and that's where that poor woman was, where got all of her...
The restaurant owner.
Yeah, the restaurant. So so they were kind of getting pushed to that party, obviously, to fucking... It was like the greatest distraction of all time. But this poor woman, she's like, I didn't fucking know that they were going to come.
And there were thousands of fucking drunk ass, rude people.
And actually it said, though, by a lot of the concert goers, they're like, that was probably the best part, was because we were still unaware. We were having a good time. We were just drinking. They were just siphoning fucking tequila down our throats.
$3 million worth of booze.
Yeah. So, which, no shit they were. But they were getting shuttled to these, either one of the places, in giant fucking school buses. So very different from the whatever experience they were supposed to get, by this, concierge service. And also, when they all got on the plane, they were like, what the fuck is this?
Because it was not a luxury plane.
It looked like fucking a
Jurassic Park
like a
plane.
Spirit's Island. Yeah, it was like a Spirit Airlines, but it was they put a fucking fire. They're like, yeah, that'll do. Just put that little decal on there.
Just bright fire with duct tape,
which is pretty much what happened. So they just did that. They just chartered them down there.
Also, another thing Two,
but to me, that would have been a big red flag. Be like, that plane is not what was advertised. So I'm not going to get on this thing.
Yeah. And then also, wasn't that like one of the biggest festival weekends on that island? And so there were no other, like all the hotels were booked.
Gala.
There were the most people on that island without this Fyre Festival happening on this weekend.
Yeah, a couple of the interviews, I don't know which one, if it was Hulu or Netflix, but they said it's like our Christmas down there. Like everything is sold out. No rental cars are going to be available. Like he planned it and he knew it. That was the thing, is he knew it was, and people told him and he was like, it's going to be fine. Ignore everybody. Such a fucking prick. Anyway, so where are we at? Oh, okay. So they're getting, which again, like if I got on that plane, I would be like, something is not right. And then if I got onto a school bus, I'd be like, what the fuck
I just paid $20,000 for a ticket.
Right.
Why am I getting on a school bus?
Why would I be getting on a fucking school bus? Especially ones that paid like $100,000 or even like $7,000. Like I would be like, this is not right. So they're the ones that finally get to the campsite. They obviously realize what's happening. And I mean, they're seeing like the trucks that are still like open. There's garbage everywhere. And they're just freaking out. Nobody knows where their bags are.
And it looks like a tornado went through the camp.
It looks like a tornado went through the camp. The mattresses are all fucking soaked. Like straight out of something like, whatever. It was just a horror movie. So when they get there.
What's that horror movie on the island? And it's like.
Lord of the Flies.
No? It's like they go on like spring break or something and then they like get murdered.
I don't know.
It's like. And there's like a girl in a bikini and her ass is showing and there's like blood.
Is it a porn?
Somewhere on the maybe. It's probably like one of those porno
it's a
scary movies.
It's got some chick
like
that's
Cape
too
Fear?
hot for her own good.
Not Cape Fear.
I think that is a drama,
movie,
but it's not that.
Like
I don't know.
Death Island. Anyway,
that probably is a thing though. I believe it.
This was basically Death Island.
Yeah. Pretty much. But yeah, they did describe it once everyone kind of really got there, and everyone's like kind of standing in line and trying to figure everything out. It was like a Lord of the Flies kind of situation or feeling essentially. People were like looting what food was there, and actually, which is a little sad that I kind of found this out. But okay, so you've seen the tweet of the
sandwich.
The sandwich.
That now, they were serving at Fyre Festival.
Yeah, yes. So there are some rumors, but this is also coming from Fyre Media, so we don't know if it's true or not. They're saying that picture was not the actual food; it was the food that the staff was eating, which is not really any better, or even in the sense like it's still not any better. It's everything else was on fire, so I don't even understand like why that. Like that
food was better.
That was their damage
Wonder
control
Bread sandwich with Velveeta.
Yeah, that was their damage control. It was like that really wasn't the food that the kids got. I'm like, I think that's probably wrong, but that's fine. But anyway, so yeah, but people were looting what food was there, like even like toilet paper and all this shit. People were straight up pissing on mattresses so they wouldn't like shredding the tent so they would like so people wouldn't stay around us. Like around them.
It's like Battle Royale. It is like Hunger Games.
But at the same time, it's just like, again, it's just like, how do you feel sorry for these asshole kids? Like, why don't you guys,
even in that situation can do that
together?
Kind of shit.
Like, what? Instead of being a fucking douchebag and it was one of the guys.
Some people
that
are
was
taking like multiple mattresses
and
too,
people and some of the kids that were being interviewed like that were like laughing about it. Just like, I don't feel sorry for you. I really, really don't. Like, you're acting like a fucking asshole. Yeah. And I get it. Like, what would I do in that situation? I definitely wouldn't be fucking because I also am a lady. I wouldn't be pissing on mattresses and be like, yeah, no, like as long as you just stay over there and like do your thing, like because I don't know you, but like, why would I be tearing holes in these FEMA tents so somebody couldn't stay by you? I mean. What a piece of garbage. You're no better than Billy. Seriously.
You deserve everything that you're experiencing right now. Don't feel sorry that you
lost your $5,000. I could give of your dad's $5,000 or whatever it is. Anyway, so, and flights were getting canceled, like, from that evening, like, to go out. So people were getting legitimately, which that was kind of fucked up to me, that they were legitimately getting locked up into the actual airport. Like, it was being padlocked from the outside. What? And I don't really know why that was happening, but they said it was some safety concern. So they were being locked in these, whatever. And then people were sitting on these planes that were trying to go home on these tarmacs for hours and hours upon hours.
So he fucked up not only people from the Fyre Festival, but people that were
the
just
entire
visiting
community.
the island or
Just,
people that, you know?
Absolutely. He was just fucking everybody in the asshole. So, so that was kind of what happened during the day. And then obviously it got canceled. But then they were told, hey.
I guess we'll cancel it now.
So then they were told, okay, well, so, for next year we're going to get it right. So, either you can get a refund or you can use it as a credit for next year's Fyre Festival. And I was like, go fuck yourself.
And half of them used it as a credit.
I pray to God nobody did. Anyway, but obviously that changed really quick after the lawsuits started to roll in.
I hope they were tumbling down into his mouth.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Raining on, make it rain lawsuits on that motherfucker.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. But actually, some of the influencers actually made the best of it because they actually some of them did actually get villas. So some of them did. Some of them actually got it. But, that was probably like 2% out of all of them. So because
they paid $1 million for a ticket.
Well, actually, any influencers that had a decent following or whatever actually got lodging for free. Explain that. Figure that out. So that's again what was so prestigious about this event is that it was supposed to be like influencers were gonna you were gonna get to meet these influencers and you were gonna kind of connect with them and do all this stuff with them. So they were giving influencers that were promoting Fyre Festival free lodging, which again, how are you making any money? I don't even understand that, but whatever. So some of them did actually get lodging.
Well, that's good.
Isn't it?
It's good to have 1 million followers sometimes.
Sometimes.
Actually, it is. You get paid, I think.
Yeah, you do. They probably make a pretty good amount of money. So anyway, so that's pretty much what happened. So the documentaries. So 2 very different ones. I think that you need to see. Everyone's like, which one's better? I'm like, I actually think I do like the Hulu one a little bit better than the Netflix one, but only because I feel like it's a little bit more unbiased than the Netflix one. Because do you know that the Netflix one is actually produced by Fuck Jerry, which is the marketing company that did all of Fyre's marketing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the Netflix one, it's not really, they don't lay the blame on themselves. But in the Hulu version, one of the employees from Fuck Jerry, which he actually separated from Fuck Jerry because they pretty much rolled him under the bus, he was like, yeah, no, I take a big part of this responsibility. Like, we knew what was happening. Fuck Jerry knew what was happening. So the fact that they don't even touch on that in Netflix, he's like,
they do a little, but it's like Fuck Jerry was the victim.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's how they make it seem like they had no idea what they were doing.
So this guy was like, we knew what was happening, and he's like, it was like I was watching like and he says it's like I was watching like my child going, oh my God, what the fuck did I create? Like, I take part of this. And Fuck Jerry like totally downplays that in the Netflix one. So I think
okay.
And also Hulu has an exclusive interview with Billy McFarland. Now Netflix actually says that the Netflix director claimed that they didn't actually want to do an interview with Billy because they believed he shouldn't profit anymore from Fyre Festival essentially, or anymore, whatever. And they claimed that Hulu paid $250,000 for an 8-hour interview. But in the same breath, they said that Billy reached out to them and asked if they could offer him $135,000. And even then, when they refused that, when Netflix refused that offer, $110,000. So it probably wasn't $250 because why would Billy come back with a lower offer than $250?
Yeah.
So that was just, I think, Netflix throwing some shade at Hulu or whatever. So
who knows?
Well, who knows? And like the Hulu director says, like, I don't know why that Netflix director would say that because it was not. He's like, I can't say how much we did pay Billy, but it was not $250K.
It was $250.
It was $250 in pig shit.
They just dumped pig's blood on him and said, "You're an idiot.
You're a dumb jackass." So yeah, actually, which I thought it was really funny in the Hulu version though, since Billy was talking a whole lot. And they do Hulu, whoever the producers were on Hulu, they asked really tough questions that make him very uncomfortable, which was awesome. It wasn't like they were just kind of just like, okay, we paid you this amount of money, so we're just gonna like kind of be nice and whatever.
Yeah.
He actually addresses the villa issue when what does he say? He says, oh no, there was villas, they existed, but I lost the box of keys. No, he legitimately says that, and you can hear the producer in the background go, "You lost
the box of keys.
You lost $2 million worth of Villa's keys," and he goes, "Yep," and
obviously, duh.
Yeah, no, and he was.
That's a big box.
Yeah. So that's what he says. Like the villas absolutely existed. I just lost the box of keys. So even after, he's still not owning up to anything. Not owning up to it.
Well, even while he was like in on probation or like in jail or something, he was making another scam.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. So what's cool with the Netflix version is that they didn't even know that they caught the next scam happening. So the next scam was, where was it? It was.
So this was after he was arrested for Fyre Festival, right?
This was after he was arrested for the Fyre Festival.
You want to call it?
Yeah, and then
I'm gonna lean down like this.
There you go. So it was after he was arrested for it, and where was it?
He was like out on bail or something.
No, yeah, he was out on bail. Maybe I didn't write it down. Okay, so he was out on bail, and it's called like VIP tickets or something like that. I think it was a different name, but I didn't write it down.
That's the company he made up.
So Netflix actually was. I mean, they had footage of it, and they had no idea.
They're just around. They're
like, and it might not have been Netflix. It might have been like the footage that they just paid for or whatever. Yeah. I can't remember because I didn't write it down.
Yeah,
dummy.
I forgot that part. How that.
But anyway, he's just doing another ticket scam. Right on bail, and then he actually got arrested for that as well. So he got those charges like kind of chalked onto that.
Good.
So Netflix captured that, that was very interesting to kind of see where Hulu does not have access to that, and also Netflix had that amazing story about Marianne Roll, which is the poor Bermudan restaurant owner who lost her life savings. It was like $60K. Because she had to pay all of her, because they didn't, Fyre just got up and left, and they didn't pay any of the contractors, and actually a lot of the employees for Fyre that were like on Billy's team were like running away in droves, and they were so scared for their lives because they thought they were going to get killed because these contractors were like banging on their door going, where the fuck is my money? Which is fair, but so good girl fucking Marianne like didn't keep her employees out to dry. She paid them her life savings because she's like, what was I supposed to do? I couldn't.
Yeah, she had to force her people to work because she was going to be fucked because she had thousands of people to feed because they were shipping these people. They were like detouring all these people to this poor lady's restaurant.
Yeah, so she was giving her life savings. So it's actually really cool. They're actually going to make a podcast. I think it's called Dumpster Fyre podcast, which is hilarious. And they actually have a link to that GoFundMe page for her, and she's already as of like yesterday, she had that page has raised $229K.
Wow,
so way beyond whatever. I think now there's actual other GoFundMe sites for other victims.
Yeah, all those workers.
So there's so it's very cool that
that's literally
so that's very cool that kind of. Something good came out of this is that maybe even, and I'm sure a lot of them like
that
the
someone is taking care of those
and maybe some of these
poor
people
that had to work for that motherfucker,
right? So, and I'm hoping that even a lot of these people that went to the festival that they got fucked, that they're reaching out to because they were there destroying the place.
Yeah, I would hope that they're trying to give back to those people.
I hope so too. Actually, this is actually one of a funny side note. So when all of this whole disarray was happening, there was this almost like a party plan book that some of the attendees found. It was like a whole list of what the snacks or whatever they were going to think about for this catered upscale catering event, and it was things like a whole list of candy, Quaker bars, and then chips maybe.
Question mark?
Yeah, it's like with a question mark. And it was like a reminder that this was supposed to be like a luxury event, and they had snacks from like
Quaker
a fucking,
granola bars.
Yeah, like a fucking Sam's Club, like those big box of chips that you used to get, like whatever,
yeah.
The store. That's what it was like. So
here you go. Here's some Frito-Lay.
So it was funny. It was just like this like muddy planner book, and they found that it was just pretty. It was just a funny side note. So the aftermath. So Fyre Festival announced that it would, like I said before, like it would offer all the attendees a choice between a full refund or VIP tickets to the next festival.
Sign me up for the VIP.
Oh, yikes. As a result of the festival, McFarland and Ja Rule are subject to a $100 million lawsuit in the state of California. And they are like part of like 8 other separate like lawsuits essentially. Which is all like just various degrees of just ridiculousness. Yeah. On July 3rd of 2018, 2 North Carolina attendees were granted $5 million in damages. One of them, a blogger whose live tweeting of the festival received heavy media coverage, declared the Fyre Festival trademark following its abandonment by the original organizers. Which it's like, why? Why would you need to do that? I don't understand that.
Because they got a lot of media attention. They got $5 million.
And you find out in Hulu which one got that $5 million. So, and you're like, whatever, dude. Anyway, so the criminal investigation on May 21st, 2017, New York Times reported McFarland and his associates were under an active federal criminal investigation by the FBI. Because I can't say all those words, for mail fraud, Bureau. For mail fraud, wire fraud, and securities fraud.
A federal boudoir of investigation.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And then on March 6th, 2018, McFarland pleaded guilty to 1 count of wire fraud and what the what the U.S. Justice Department called a scheme to defraud investors, as well as the 2nd count of wire fraud related to the scheme to defraud a ticket vendor. McFarland was ordered to repay $26 million to investors. So that's just to the investors. Although I think there are some reports that have said like one of his defenses was like, oh no, the reason why I did all this was because I have bipolar disorder, and the judge pretty much told him to go fuck himself. So there's that, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh my god,
I have bipolar disorder. I didn't know. Yeah, right so from
maybe you shouldn't try to fucking.
Yeah, so he was claiming like he didn't know what right was from wrong, and I was like, such bullshit. On October 11, 2018, McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in prison and ordered to forfeit U.S. $26 million for wire fraud. He currently is incarcerated at the Federal Correctional Institution, Otisville, in Orange County.
The FCI won't let me be.
Also, during all this, so Ja Rule is also claiming, and you can see like in his tweets and shit, that he's like, I was scammed too. I didn't know he was scamming her, but he actually used the word bamboozled. He's like, I was bamboozled just like everybody else.
He didn't use that in his rap songs.
No, but he's claiming that he didn't know it was. At first he was claiming it wasn't a fraud, and then he was like claiming that like, oh, I didn't have anything to do with this. McFarland frauded me too, and blah blah blah.
Oh, John.
Yeah, he's a dumbass. So what's Mr. Good old McFarland doing now?
What is he doing, Shay?
He's hanging out with he's not lonely in jail.
Does he have a girlfriend?
No. Well, he actually has a girlfriend. It's like this model.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. I do remember that.
She's in the Hulu documentary as well. But right now he's hanging with his good friend Mike the Situation.
Are they besties?
They are. They're hanging in jail together.
Is that like an actual fact?
No, it's a fact. Yeah.
Like they are in jail together.
Yeah, they're in jail right now together. I think.
Great. They're gonna start a festival when they get out.
So I think Mike the Situation.
Mike's more legit though.
Yeah, he's actually he's in there for like some tax evasion shit. So
they're perfect best friends.
They're perfect best friends. So they're like in there for he's in there for like 2 years. I read like this, like I think it was like from like the girl that was Snooki. She's like, oh yeah, he's having a great time in there. It's like an old person's home. I'm like, yep, it's exactly like that, Snooki. You fucking dumb bitch. So, but like she's like, yeah, no, he's made friends with Billy McFarland, so they're hanging out together.
They're like the coolest people in jail.
They're like
I hope they get.
It's the coolest clique.
Sorry, yeah.
It's the coolest clique. You can say it. You hope they get booty raped. Is that what you want?
I do.
I know.
At least Billy.
But who knows? Maybe he'll like it.
Yeah, he might. Tender. Well, that was a long one. Cause I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of that.
Ja Rule, Ashante.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I was trying to.
I like it. I like it.
So many.
He does. Okay, that was my story of Fyre Festival. That was really long. Sorry, but let's go ahead and roll for next week. Rolling. Uno. Nostalgia. I'm excited. Okay, here you go.
Uh-oh. Your dresser almost pulled my pants down.
Uh-oh.
Ready. Oh. Science again.
Yeah. Hopefully you give us a nice little love story like you did about that cow.
Will Sheba, the cow.
Sheba the cow.
No, what was her name?
I don't know.
Esmeralda. That was not her
I don't think that was her name.
It was Sheba.
The Queen of Sheba.
She was.
Okay.
All right,
Science
for Brie.
Sounds good. Nostalgia.
I'm so smart when I do science topics.
That was a lot of good information last week.
Was it?
It was.
I haven't listened, so hopefully it was good.
I know I edited that kind of last minute. Whoops.
That's fine. I don't even know how I'm sure the cooking demo turned out real good.
It did. I had to cut out a lot of stuff that had, you were looking for your phone, so.
Oh, I looked for my phone 17 times.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Well, y'all.
Oh, Instagram.
Don't forget.
There
follow us on Instagram.
Perfect.
THURDYISH. I'll sing you a song one of these days you'll never forget how to spell 30ish.
You won't.
When I sing it for you.
Burn the back of your brain.
Follow us at 30ish or give us an email with your suggestions, comments, love notes.
All of it.
Emails.
Okay.
Anyway.
Are we done?
30ish@gmail.com. Also, let us know what you're thinking about us.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're listening. Let us know if you think we've made some progress in our podcasting skills.
It's true.
And then we'll see you next week, guys, and I'll see you on the flip side, Shay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye now.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.